Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, Court Cotillion. The case that we would be discussing in story form today is, the name of the case is Vibhor Garg versus Neha. So let me start. The story of Vibhor and Neha, a marriage on trial. Once upon a time in Punjab, a man named Vibhor Garg and a woman named Neha entered into what they hoped to be a beautiful marriage. But behind the closed doors of their home, the bond began to unravel. What started as a union of love soon spiraled into allegations, mistrust, and emotional turbulence. Vibhor claimed that Neha was treating him with cruelty. He believed that he had no choice but to file for divorce under Section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act. But he wasn't going to court empty-handed. Vibhor had something powerful, secret recordings of Neha's phone conversation. In those calls, he believed lay the proof of her cruelty. These recordings were not obtained with Neha's consent. Vibhor had captured their private conversations using devices like CDs and memory cards. When the family court in Bhatinda heard the case, they decided to accept the recordings as valid evidence. Vibhor felt hopeful. The law seemed to be on his side. But Neha was not ready to accept defeat. She went to the Punjab and Haryana High Court, challenging the family court's decision. She argued that these secret recordings violated her right to privacy and should not be used in a court of law. The High Court agreed with her. They declared the recordings inadmissible and threw them out. Vibhor didn't give up. He took his fight all the way to the Supreme Court of India. The question was simple yet profound. Can a husband use secret recordings of his wife in a court of law to prove cruelty and seek a divorce? On 14 July 2025, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict, and it was a game changer. The court said, yes, such recordings are admissible, not because we support spying, but because the truth matters in a court of law. The court explained that Section 122 of the Indian Evidence Act, which protects communications between spouses, does not apply when the two are fighting in court. In simple terms, when the marriage itself is on the trial, the conversations between husband and wife can be used as an evidence. The court also discussed privacy, a fundamental right under Article 21. But it clarified privacy is not absolute. When someone is trying to prove cruelty in a legal case, that right to truth can override the right to privacy if handled carefully and lawfully. However, the judges also set conditions. The recordings must be relevant to the case. The voices must be clearly identifiable. The recordings must be authentic and accurate. And so, the Supreme Court restored the family court's decision, allowing Vibhor's evidence to be part of the case. So, what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, in the age of smartphones and digital records, marriage disputes have entered a new era. The Supreme Court has made it clear, if your marriage is under scrutiny, your words, even secretly recorded, can become evidence. So, this is the story of the case Vibhor Garg versus Neha. I hope you liked the narration, and I would request you to subscribe to my channel and also recommend my channel to your friends, colleagues, and every possible person whom you can recommend it to. You'll also find the Hindi story version of this case in this channel itself. So if you prefer the language Hindi, you can just see that video. And if you are comfortable with English narration, you can see this video. Most importantly, in the comment section, I'll be attaching the PDF of the judgment so that you can go through the entire journey of the case. This is very important, especially for the law student and also people who have an inclination towards the legal journeys, legal updates of the country. So with this, let me let me finish my video. Thank you. Stay tuned and subscribe to my channel.